Hi guys, it's me, Adele, again, and welcome back to my channel. Bloody hell, it's been a hot minute. It's been pretty much a whole year since I've been on YouTube. I know what? A whole year. And I know probably some of you are asking, well, where the hell have you been? What the hell have you been up to? We've been in the middle of a pandemic. What could you have possibly been doing? Well, this time last year, I was still in Edinburgh. I was still working in the pubs, but I was getting ready to come home for my sister's birthday in a few weeks. And I was actually at two concerts this time last year. I was seeing Lewis Capaldi and Halsey, which were both amazing experiences, but obviously we were a bit anxious to go considering the rising cases and a pandemic pretty much making its way onto our soil. So we were still very careful, even though it hadn't really been officially announced as this huge wide outbreak yet. But yeah, I think as soon as I started to hear hints of lockdown before I was coming home for my sister's birthday, I literally decided, you know what, as soon as I can, I'm just gonna shove tons of things into the 2 suitcases I have and just pretty much pack the majority of my room as though I'm never coming back to this room until I move out. So I did that. Literally my boss, the week before I came home, she was like, you're not working at all next week. I know you didn't put in for holiday till the Friday, but you're not going to be working at all after tonight. So I was like, okay, thanks for the heads up. Means I can go home early, gives me extra time to pack, allows me to make a bit of a game plan and basically tell my lecturers, look, I'm going home, it's an emergency, a family emergency, I just need to do it. So I remember getting on that train. I actually had a mask on that train, even though it hadn't really been announced as a thing yet. I was still really cautious and I had to ask if I could sit away from multiple people. But when you're going from the capital fucking city all the way up to Elgin, you're not really gonna be able to have a seat by yourself until you reach the Highlands, which is annoying, but there's only so much that you can really ask for public transport, really. But yeah, and then literally I got home, went out a few times with my friends, and then literally the Friday she was like, yeah, we're going into lockdown, that's us done. Boom. And I was like, well, shit fam, glad I brought my stuff up when I did. But yeah, it was absolutely mental. And then obviously we spent all those months in lockdown. I spent most of my time last year doing my uni work, but also cycling. I cycled a ridiculous amount. It was actually stupid, but I did it, and yeah, I was quite happy with it. It got me out the house instead of constantly being staring at a screen oh my god, just typing away. And it was my getaway time from the house and from my family, and I needed that. But yeah, so here we are now, almost a year on from the start of this craziness, and I'm still in Elgin. I decided for my final year, instead of moving back down to Edinburgh and wasting basically 7-8 grand on student accommodation, why not stay home in Elgin, work, do driving lessons in the hope of getting my license, which hasn't been able to happen yet. It's so annoying because I started my lessons again up in September, because I passed my theory test last February, and literally I was supposed to have my driving test in January, but it was cancelled because obviously we went back into lockdown. And then it got rescheduled for March, this month, in a few weeks' time, but now it's been cancelled again because she's still none, and now it's been rescheduled to June. Bit of a piss take, but what can you do? I mean, you can't really do much. I mean, it's mental now that I'm in 4th year. It's been 4 years of you guys basically witnessing different rooms. You had my Aberdeen room, you had my first Edinburgh flat, I think Canal Point, and then you had my 3rd year flat, which was on Queen Margaret's own grounds in their halls, which was a good experience. I would definitely recommend, especially in your first year, you go onto your own uni's halls, because you can meet so many different people and make so many cool friends, especially people that might not be on your course, and having that type of other like social part of your uni life is really good. I'm trying to think what else is new. Oh yeah, I started a blog. So my blog is called Adele, and it's basically where I post student aimed content. So I make like lots of like blog posts about like money saving tips, lovely recipes that are healthy but also really affordable and cheap. I'm also going to be talking about meal prepping, so suggesting of meal prepping recipes to help people kind of cut down on spending so much on like food and stuff like that. But like also to talk about how people can, you know, really kind of build their credit whilst at uni as well, like try and help people not get into as much debt as they probably fear that they might do. Like getting a job, having that pay for your like social life, and maybe using your student loan to cover like your food bills and stuff like that, or like your phone bill as well, because I mean that's what it's there for at the end of the day. It's there to help you and help you be able to live within your means at uni. But sometimes people just like to go that extra mile and have a bit of extra cash, and that's what you gotta do. You gotta do what you gotta do at the end of the day. Trying to think what else is new. Oh yeah, I don't know if you have noticed the quality of this, but I got a new camera recently. I decided to swap out the Nikon. Even though he was my trusty steed for quite a few years, he allowed me to film some really good content, and I honestly, for our first camera, for our first DSLR, best one that I could have probably have asked for, because it was like my first like major investment, and it helped me get a lot of places, helped me get into college, it helped me get into uni, and being able to know how to use that was definitely amazing. But whilst at uni we used Canon mostly and Panasonic, Sony once or twice, not much though, but like that, their cameras are mirrorless cameras and they go for like 2-3 grand, and I didn't really have that type of funds at the moment because I am trying to think about moving away after graduation, which can't come soon enough. So I decided to invest in the Canon 90D EOS, which allows me to shoot in 4K. I think it's up to 60 frames per second, which is really good for when I want to do like slow-mo things, like capturing like cars and stuff like that, or like people that do sports and things. But yeah, I sold my Nikon to my friend for a couple hundred and then bought the Canon. It wasn't cheap. It was definitely a lot more than what the Nikon was worth, because I mean it shoots in bloody 4K, and I can't say the word, capabilities of the camera kind of like in different lengths that it can shoot at. Like it can shoot very well at night time. Its shutter speed, like it can go so like high, like it's insane. Like it like can go to like 30 seconds, which is mental, because like long exposure shots look amazing, but it can also go really quickly for when you're trying to capture people that, or cars that are moving quickly that you might not be able to process properly yourself. And I think that's quite cool to be able to have that type of product, and it also gives you like a chance to be able to use that professionally, and if you want to like use it for money, why not? I have been offered some jobs to do with it, but because of COVID and obviously lockdown restrictions and stuff like that, I'm not comfortable with going out and doing that type of thing just yet. But hopefully once things start to lift, I will be able to get out and start shooting a lot more and putting myself out there, because I'm coming to the end of my education. It's time I put my stamp on the market and kind of show people who I am and what I can do, because I definitely think I can do a lot of stuff. I'm very much looking forward to, I'm nervous, but looking forward to the end of my course. I'm in the middle of writing my dissertation. I've decided to go do mine based on Sherlock Holmes. So I believe, I'm trying to quote myself, it's titled an analysis of 2 UK produced adaptations of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's Sherlock Holmes. So I've decided to feature the BBC series and Guy Ritchie's films, because I'm such a huge fan of both and I just love analysing the differences but also the similarities between the two of them. And hopefully this dissertation gets me a good grade, because this whole bloody thing is, my graduating grade pretty much is riding on how well I do in this. This is like, I think this is like worth like 75% of my overall graduating grade, which is mental. So that means everything from 4th year and 3rd year only adds up to roughly about 25% of the overall final grade. So if I've sucked very badly, there's no hope in hell I'm getting a first class. But I am aiming as high as I can go, and I want to do the best that I possibly can, so I'm utilising all the this is going to be like an entire video of just me like spasming out to my slip-ups, but I am utilising all the tools that are available to me and making sure to get as much advice from my dissertation leader as I physically can. I'm like harassing him because I'm like, tell me what I need to do here, and like getting as much feedback as I can I think is very crucial, and you kind of need that. But also having like your parents read it, because like that's what your dissertation is at the end of the day. It's basically your leader, and whoever else reads it is someone that doesn't study film. I think you have one person that studies film that reads it, but that the others don't really have that much knowledge when it comes to adaptation, intertextuality, film theory at all. So it's your job to explain that and explain why you want to go into that, and so on and so forth. And I'm finding it really interesting because I'm getting to study like Sherlock as a character, look more into his traits and see how different directors or screenwriters really kind of like adapt him. So that's going to be really cool. But yes, I am also going to be starting a new series on my channel, so I'm so excited about that. I'm going to be doing kind of like video and voice podcasts. So I will be posting the actual podcast on Soundcloud, but what I have decided to do as well is video record at the same time. So whilst I'm speaking into my mic, you guys can also see me, but you'll hear like the recorded podcast version and see me speaking at the same time. So it'll probably sound a bit weird because the mic I have is quite sensitive. I do need to get like a prop cover for it because I don't have one at the moment, but we'll see where we go. Paydays until next week, so bear with me. I have spent a lot of money recently on trying to adapt the quality of my products. I've got a new mic for my camera, a new mic for doing this podcasting. I've got a big new tripod for when I want to go out and about and do shooting and stuff like that. So I'm fully invested. I've probably spent roughly about, I don't want to say it, I have probably spent roughly about roughly about $2,000 since Christmas on new camera camera kit, and it's scary, but it's worth it because it's an investment into my future and into my career, and if you can't invest, then who the hell bloody will? So yeah, I hope you guys will be looking out for that because I'm so excited. I'm planning on posting the first one hopefully by the end of next week. Fingers crossed. And then I will hopefully hear from you guys and hear your comments and hear what you guys think, because I really want to hear your opinions and I want to hear what you have to say about the idea of a podcast. The podcast will mostly be featured based on my blogs, so whenever I post a new blog you will probably be hearing a podcast about it. But I've also done kind of like a music special, so almost like a radio show. So I kind of talk and then I introduce a track and then speak about the track. But I feel like doing that with artists that I've never discovered before, like doing like a suggestion kind of podcast. So like if you guys wanted to suggest an artist for me to listen to, and kind of research into to see how I perceive them, then go for it. I think that'd be such a cool idea, and I'd love to be able to do that. But yeah, so that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching, and it's lovely to be back again and being able to shoot in this quality and this new setup. I hope you guys like it. I hope you have a wonderful day, evening, night, morning, wherever you are, whenever you are, and I shall see you guys on the next one. Bye.